Hey y'all, just want to make this video right quick. In reference to the notion of women creating safe spaces for men. If you're a woman, you have a man, a brother, whatever you want to be, his point of solace or peace or whatever, a male family member or friend, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But just make sure that it's being reciprocated, either in that exact same form or in whatever way that you feel like, that type of service, because that's what it is, a service, should be compensated, whether it be like food or something, whatever it is. But make sure if you're being like an emotional and mental solace for your male friends or family members, make sure that it is being reciprocated. Don't be out here doing that type of labor for free repeatedly. If he's your man or your boyfriend, your husband, whatever you want to call it, that might come with the territory, but make sure that you're able to go and actually discuss things with him, that might be affecting you in similar ways. And the reason why I'm saying this is because other than that, it is not on women to create safe spaces for men. It is 2024. Men are creating podcasts discussing sports. Men are creating podcasts discussing how to make your woman submissive. Men are discussing podcasts denigrating marriage. Men are creating podcasts discussing religious topics and stuff like that. And this is being inspired by the fact that I recently saw a post comparing the fact that women, it pretty much had to do with women looking for DV sources or resources and stuff like that. The number appeared first for them, and men that were in like a similar predicament, whatever, there were like helpful links or whatever to explain, why their female partner is the woman or whatever is yelling at them. That's what it was. The man is yelling at the woman and the woman is yelling at the man. If we wanted to make a safe space for us to talk about abusive dynamics with women, we would have did that shit decades ago. But because we're the ones that created the system that actually exacerbated the abuse that men go through, because it kind of normalized reactive abuse or reactionary abuse, it is not on women to create safe spaces for us as men to discuss those times or instances when men are in abusive dynamics or abusive relationships with women where the man is actually being abused. Not saying that it's not important, not saying that men that are being abused by women are not valid in their victimhood. What I'm saying is it is not on women to create a safe space for men to speak on, to feel comfortable in order to speak on being abused. Any type of shame, any type of embarrassment, any type of invalidation that men feel or men have felt as far as being abused by women has always come from other men. Because like I said, the system that was put into place of domestic discipline or pretty much domestic violence, it was always flowing from men towards women, right? So that means it was supposed to be a way for men to keep their women in check, right? So if that was the model of manhood or masculinity that was projected for men to acclimate to, when it comes to how they, or really how we interact with our women, our wives or whatever, then that means that you are not the man that you are supposed to be, because you do not fit into this rubric. You're not supposed to be getting abused or misused or mistreated by your wife. You're supposed to be doing the abuse, the misuse, and the mistreatment, if anything. So men not acquiescing, men not fitting into that mold of what a man was supposed to be, were invalidated by men because you are not a man. You cannot sit with us because you do not do things the way that these rubrics or these what's the word I'm looking for? These I'm just gonna stick with rubrics. You're not doing things the way that these rubrics of masculinity or manhood say that you're supposed to do it, and you are actually the one that is being treated as the woman because you're the one that's being domestically disciplined, so to speak, or domestically abused. Again, this doesn't mean that male victims of female abuse does not mean that you are not valid. But if you actually are a male victim of female reactive abuse or reactionary abuse, I don't really want to hear too much from you. I don't really probably too much care about you, because if it's reactive abuse, that means you did something to actually trigger it, which would have to be along the lines of being abusive first. But yeah, women, you don't owe that to men in general. You don't have to create safe spaces for us. That is on men to create. And if we really wanted to have safe spaces for us to discuss males being abused by females in these relationships, we would have done it a long time ago, and we would have normalized it. But instead, these red pill, these manosphere, all these other male podcast platforms, from what I've heard, they only want to talk about how men can become high value, or how men can focus on self, or how men can become more assertive and become quote unquote alpha males and all that in order to attract or gain more women. None of it that I've heard or seen has explicitly focused organically on having a safe space for men to like express pretty much, like how we feel in those type of situations, and to actually have a place to decompress and to be vulnerable. If that was going to happen, we should have did it a long time ago. So don't let, like these men gaslight y'all into trying to make a safe space when we could have did that shit years ago.